Hello and welcome back to my channel, Malika's English class. So like I promised in my last class that today I'm going to share with you the samples of invitation letters that you're going to get in your exams, class 12 CBSE exams. Now we discussed about the different types of invitation letters, how we are going to write the body part, how we are going to address the recipients, like the salutation part, how we are going to sign off. So all these things you can find out at the background, it's all given, and I have explained everything about it in my previous video. In case you have missed any of these, then please go to my previous video and have a look. So for today, let us dig right away and check out the samples. What are the different types of invitation letter samples that you might be getting? So let's find out. Okay, what we can see on the screen is one question that you might get, a sample question that you might get when you have to write an invitation letter to a single person, inviting him as a chairperson, okay, or whatever, any kind of a VIP. You want to invite any kind of a VIP. So just let's read the invitation letter and try to understand what are the things that we need to find out from the letter. So you are the Chief Secretary of the Kolkata Film Festival. Write a formal invitation letter to the famous theatre and film personality, Mr. Pankaj Tripathi, requesting him to inaugurate the festival at the Nandan Auditorium on 10th Jan 2024. Now clearly we can see, we know who we are, like who I am. I am the Chief Secretary. I am the Chief Secretary of the Kolkata Film Festival. So I'm going to sign. Whenever I'm going to sign, I'm going to put my full name and I'm going to write the designation at the end. Okay, next, what kind of a letter it is? It is a formal invitation letter. If the formal word had not been given here, still then we would understand, because we are inviting someone to be the chief guest and inaugurate. It is not mentioned whether he needs to be invited as a chief guest, but he needs to be invited to inaugurate the festival. So it's clear that he is someone very important, and we are writing to one person. We are not inviting the whole public. That means it has to be in the letter format. Okay. Next, we know the name of the person. Now the name of the person has been given, Mr. Pankaj Tripathi. So of course, when we are writing, we are going to write, Dear Mr. Pankaj Tripathi. So can you guess how we are going to sign off in this case? Because we know the name of the person, we are writing the name of the person. If we are writing the name of the person, of course we are going to sign off as yours sincerely. Now it's a choice. If we don't want to, though the name is given, it is always better we write the name if the name is given, because the examiner wants to know whether we know what to sign off, how to sign off, if we know the name of the person. So it is better we write Mr. Pankaj Tripathi. But in case by mistake, if you don't write the name of the person, if you write Sir or Dear Sir, then definitely sign with yours truly. Don't sign with yours sincerely. Okay. Another important thing is that we know the venue of the event, and also we know the date. So let's see how we are going to write this letter. So this is the way we are going to write this letter, where you can see that the address of the sender's address comes in the beginning. So this is going to be my address, which I have imagined. The address was not given. So you have to imagine that. In most cases, the address will not be given. Your address will not be given. So you have to imagine. So write anything, but whatever you are writing, please give the pin code. Okay, the place and the pin code. Next, after that we know the date comes, and the date should be in this format. Okay. Next comes the address of the recipient. Now recipient's address also is not given. That is something we have to imagine again. You can give any goddamn address, it doesn't matter. It has to be an address. It should look like an address. And how will it look like an address? We have to put some numbers, then we have to give some name, some street name, something like that. And then at the end, we have to give the name of the city and then give a pin code. That's it. Okay, now after that, we know that the subject comes. So the subject, because it is an invitation letter where we want him to inaugurate the function, that means we can guess that he is the chief guest. So we can write invitation to preside as the chief guest, or invitation to inaugurate the Kolkata Film Festival. That's also something which we could write here. After that, we are writing, of course, the name is given. So, dear Mr. Pankaj Tripathi. Then the body of the letter. So, look at the body of the letter. There will be an introduction first, where we inform the person why we are inviting him. What actually why and what is the purpose of inviting him. So, that is what we have to write here. After that, we have to write a little bit about why we have selected him as the chief guest, or why we want him to inaugurate the function. Why not someone else? So we have to, praise, a few words of praise, a few words of acclamation will do it. So only 1 or 2 lines is all that we need to give. And after that, we are going to write the details of the function, like the venue, the date, the time, and a little bit. This last thing, expected roles, is something that you can add in case you have time. So it's not going to fetch you more marks, but it's going to give the examiner an idea that yes, you know what you're doing. And maybe somewhere, in case you forget to put this box, or somewhere you have missed a very small thing, then you might be given an extra mark because of this. Okay, so try to give your best. If you know something, try to put it forward. The examiner always tries to understand if you have missed out something, just by chance, or is it like you don't know anything. So if you write these types of things, if you add in a few more things, then if you can differentiate yourself from other students, then definitely it will give you an edge over others. Okay, let's find out how we are introducing the letter. So we are delighted to extend our heartfelt invitation to you as the esteemed chief guest at the upcoming inauguration of the Kolkata Film Festival, scheduled on 10th Jan 2024 at the Nandan Auditorium. We can also write the date and venue here. It doesn't matter. But even if we write here, we have to give the date and venue separately also, like here. Okay? To be more specific, we need to introduce that. Okay, then we leave a line, and then we start the second paragraph where we are giving him the reasons why he has been chosen as the chief guest, or he has been chosen as the person to inaugurate the function. So your significant contributions to the world of cinema make your presence invaluable to the celebration of cinematic excellence. Your insights and perspectives will greatly enrich the festival experience for our audience. Why do we include these 2 lines? So that, that person can prioritize his plans. He can actually give us that appointment. He can fix that appointment for us, because these people are very busy people. They have too many things to accommodate. So whenever we praise someone, it actually motivates the person to accept the invitation. So that's the main purpose. Okay, so we have included this, and after that, like we said, that we are going to include the key details. So we have given the date, we have given the entire range of date when the festival is going to be taking place. So 10th Jan to 20th Jan. Then we have given the venue and with the address of the venue. Then the opening ceremony. When is the opening ceremony? Because we want him on the opening ceremony. This is important. Just by giving the dates are given to let the person know from which date to which date the entire festival is going to take place. But this is important because we want him on this particular date. Okay, expected roles from him. What are his expected roles? So we want him to deliver a keynote address at the opening ceremony. So we've included this. We also want him to participate in panel discussions, okay, and interact with the filmmakers. So this is also something which we have included. We also want him to attend the film screenings. So these are certain things which you can imagine. If you've ever been to any kind of film festival, if you've ever been to the kind of festival or program that you're writing about, you should get generally, even if you have not gone, any kind of program generally comes with a set of itineraries. So these are the things which happen on particular dates. So on particular dates and particular events that comes up. So you can put in a few reserve a few things for the chief guest and write it here. Okay, then we write about the confidence that we have that he's going to accept the invitation. So this is just to conclude the letter. We write, we are confident that your participation will elevate the prestige of the Kolkata Film Festival and inspire aspiring filmmakers across the region. Last line is also very important because we want a confirmation from this side. So please confirm your availability by 4th Jan 2024 through mail or by contacting the undersigned. We are eager to welcome you to Kolkata and look forward to your gracious presence at the festival. Now, see, we have signed off with yours sincerely because we have given the name. Okay, then of course whatever name you want to give, you can give your own name also, and then you write the designation. Definitely write the designation and the organization that you're representing. So Kolkata Film Festival Organizing Committee, and then comes the contact number. This is also very important because if this person has to get back to you with his confirmation, then he would need something, the contact number or mail ID, something like that. So it's better to give the contact number. That's the fastest way to communicate. We know that. Okay, so this is all about formal invitation letter that you're going to write to invite one single person. Okay, now we are going to go to the next type of formal invitation letter where we are going to invite a large number of people. Let's find it out. Okay, so just check out this screen where we are inviting more than one person. It has to be more. Even if it is two persons, we will write this kind of a letter. It is not a letter. This is the kind of formal invitation that we are going to send. Let's read the question first. On behalf of an NGO, as the Chief Project Officer, write a formal invitation to the principals and coordinators for the launch of the program on campaigning education for all. So now again, let's find out what are the things that are already given here. So what are the clues that we have in order to frame the invitation? So on behalf of an NGO, so we know that I am the person, if I am writing, then I am someone who's representing an NGO, but the name of the NGO is not given. So we have to imagine that name. Let's park it there. Then who am I? I am the Chief Project Officer. So I know my designation. What kind of a letter I'm going to write? I'm going to write a formal invitation letter or a card. We are going to find out whether a letter or a card. We are going to invite the principals and coordinators. So more than one person. Now principals and coordinators is also given. That means there are more number of principals and there are more than one number of coordinators. How is it possible? It could be possible that if we are sending this particular invitation to different schools where we have many different schools have different principals and different coordinators, so all of them are going to come. That is what the invitation letter is all about. So therefore we know that we have to invite more than one person. So it has to be a card format. Okay, next, what is the purpose? We are going to launch our program. What is the program? It is on campaigning education for all. Now, if it is about some program, we need a name for that program. Like in the previous one, the name was already given. It was for the Kolkata Film Festival. But for this thing, I'm the chief project officer of an NGO. But what kind of an NGO? What's the name of the NGO? What kind of program? All these things are not given. So these are left to our imagination. Let's find out how we write this letter. Now, looking at this, you can understand this is a card. But definitely, looks just like a card. You don't have to do it. You just have to put a box and write the content. You don't need these designs and colors all around it. Okay, this will be on your answer paper, which is going to be white, which is going to be ruled, and this is the thing that you have to do. That after writing the content, you are going to make a box. That's all. Okay, now, like we said, we have to imagine the name of the NGO. So I've given the name as Hope Foundation NGO. Okay, what are we doing? Now we know that we have to write this in third person plural. Okay, so Hope Foundation NGO is a group. Okay, so they are inviting. I am not inviting. I am writing. I'm making this, I'm sending this letter to you, sending this card to you on behalf of them. So Hope Foundation NGO cordially requests the gracious presence of the principal and coordinator. Now, why we are writing principal and coordinator in the question? It was given principals and coordinators, because this single card is going to go to one single school. We are going to print multiple cards and we are going to send them to different schools. And each school has one coordinator and one principal. So definitely we are going to write principal and coordinator. For the launch of their program, now I have imagined, this is made up. Now, what is the name of the program? Each one, teach one. So you can give any name that you want. Now we don't know the venue. The venue was not given. Again, that is something which we have to give at the Gitanjali Stadium. On what date? That was also not given. So I have given that date on my own, on 7th April 2025. At the time. Then, if we are inviting or if you are expecting another important person on the same day, then we have to include that also. It is good to include that also. So we have included here Honorable Education Minister Ms. Swati Mohan has kindly consented to grace the occasion. This is a got up name. Okay, you can give any got up name, any kind of designation for the person who's going to accompany, who's going to be there along with the person you're inviting. So this is all that you can imagine and write. Okay, so how are we going to end this letter? We are going to end with RSVP. RSVP means we are requesting the person to get back to us and tell us if the person has accepted the invitation or declined the invitation. So after RSVP, we give the name of the person who is representing the organization. So here in this case, this is me. I am Vani Gopalan, and I have to give my designation because this is a formal invitation letter. And then we give the phone number. Of course, the phone number is required because we have given RSVP here. That's it. So just put a box around this whole thing and you're done. So no worries, just follow these rules and you are going to come out with flying colors in your invitation letters that you're going to write for your exams. But as of now, I'm going to also share with you the informal letter 10. Let's find out. Okay, so in this screen, what you can see is an informal invitation letter where we are going to send the letter to a guest or a person. So if it is an informal invitation letter, it has to be in a letter format. Okay. Now, and one thing that we have to keep in mind is no recipient's address needs to be included here. Let's find out the question first. You are Ankit or Mahita Goel of 18 Yojana Vihar, Delhi. Write an invitation to invite a friend to the party you have arranged to celebrate your selection in MIC Manipal. Now, after reading the question, you have to identify what are the things that are given for you and which you have to follow. Okay, so here we know that I'm writing the letter. So I'm either Ankit or Mahita, and my full name is given here. But this is a trick. My full name is given here, but I'm not going to sign with my full name. Why? Because this is an invitation letter, which is informal. And of course, I don't need to, clarify to you now why this is an informal invitation letter, because then you're going to, come back to me and tell me that, ma'am, we are not that fool that you need to explain me that. So I'm not going to go and do that. Okay. Oh. So, what are the things that are given here? Now, my address is given here, and I am the sender. So, we know that in an invitation letter, which is informal, we need to put the sender's address at the top. Okay, then what is the purpose of invitation? It is going to be a party which is meant to celebrate the selection, my selection in MIC Manipal, some institute. I've gotten into some institute, and I'm going to celebrate that occasion. Now, how are we going to write this letter? So I have included the sender's address. After the sender's address, the sender's address is given here. It's a mistake. It's given 18 Yojana Vihar, but I have included 23. Doesn't matter. It's not, that will be overlooked. That's not a problem where your marks will be cut. Okay. So after that, I have included the date. Then of course, I'm not going to write the recipient's address here because this is an informal invitation letter. Also, I'm not going to put any subject here. Please remember these things. Then, like we speak to friends, like we send letters to friends and relatives, we write dear and the name of the person. So I'm writing to Rohit, dear Rohit. And what is that I'm going to write? What will be the tone of my letter? The tone of my letter will be very, very informal, and I can use words which are very, very informal. I can show my happiness and things like that. So let's find out what we have written here. I hope this letter finds you in the best of your health. We don't write these kinds of things when we are writing a formal letter. I am very excited. So I'm showing out my emotions to my friend. I'm very excited to inform you that I have been selected to join MIC at Manipal University. So I invite you to the post-selection party, and I want you to join. Want is another very informal word. I'm not using words like request. Okay. So pleasure. I'm not using these kinds of words. I am saying I want you to join us at my residence at the time is 7:30 p.m. and on 23rd May to celebrate this milestone with my family and friends. Looking forward to seeing you soon with an exclamation. Why are we giving here exclamation? Because this is an informal letter. We can do any kind of informal things here. But of course, we are not going to write ROFL and LOL, all these words which you use most of the time. Please refrain from them, because consider that the examiner might not also understand that. So don't include them, but then you can include short forms of certain words, like you can use can't, you can use I apostrophe M instead of I am you can use. So these are things which you can use, and then you're going to sign off with yours lovingly and then your name. That's it. So I think all the types of letters are now very, very clear to you. Now that I've shared with you the examples and samples also, you should not be facing any kind of difficulties in addressing these letters. But I just request you all to please read the question very carefully to understand the type of letter that you're going to write. You have to use, please don't mug up from any website or any kind of channel that are teaching you to mug up things. I think it's better not to mug up, because CBSE is going to ask you questions, and they're going to twist. Sometimes they're going to twist their questions. So if you mug up, you might end up making a mistake. It is better to understand why you are doing what, and then read the question and, accordingly frame your answers. Thank you so much, and see you back again in my next video where we are going to learn about acceptance and decline of invitation letters. Okay, goodbye. Oh yes, I forgot. If you have liked my channel, if you're watching my channel and getting any benefit out of it, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And also, please let me know what you feel about my channel. What are the things that you want me to address in my channel in the comment section.